Say when.
Oh.
Okay. First of all, this is
Mark Stone.
And this is going to be a different video from any other video I've done thus far. And I've done like 120 something. But anyway, this is Mark Stone. So I'm going to ask Mark Stone just to tell you, tell them about yourself. So, like you were telling me earlier, you started out on percussion.
Yeah, I started out in percussion in the early 80s, moved to Dallas, Fort Worth, and picked up harmonica about 83, 84. Learned it from a guy named Terry McMillan, who was a session player in Nashville, God rest his soul. And so I've played both throughout the years, played behind a number of acts and played
Now,
solo.
let's stop there.
Okay.
Let's start because you've told me, name some of the bands you've played with.
Well, shared the stage and played with. Let's lump them all together, okay? So, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, the Commodores, the Bellamy Brothers, Lee Greenwood, gosh, don't make me keep going because I can't.
Oh, okay. But the point, when I first met you, you told me that in the day you were a professional musician and you traveled the world.
Yes.
And a lot of the guys who do these YouTube stuff, some of them have done that and some of them have not, and you are one that have. You were a professional musician.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, so you that's how
20 years of making my living playing music.
Okay. All right. So you're the dude. So we got that. Okay. So so when did you leave music?
Well, I haven't left it totally, so it's like a part-time job for me, and a job in the sense of a pure love at this point. I play original music, and that's all I play. Occasionally do sessions, occasionally sit in with bands. So it's going to be with me until I'm sure the day I fall off.
Okay. But what was the point where you were a musician and you decided you wanted to do something different?
When I got married. Yeah. When I got married,
You
had
didn't
a
want to travel
family,
and all that.
had to cut back on the traveling. Didn't want to, have to take on 9 nights a week of jobs just to make it end meet. So.
Okay. But when you were a musician, I mean, you played with all these acts and you did recording.
Yes.
Did you ever record at Muscle Shoals?
Wish I had. One of my goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I recorded mainly here in town. Phil York, I don't know if you remember Phil. He won a Grammy with Willie Nelson for a Stardust record.
Okay.
Phil got me into recording actually, and got me into recording with harmonica as well as percussion. So I basically cut my teeth here in town, did a little bit of stuff out of town, but for the most part, the recording's been here in Dallas and Fort Worth.
Okay. All right. So 20 years of doing it, and what? But I always got the impression you were country.
Yeah, a lot of it was. But country and harmonica goes hand in hand because country's based off the blues for the most part. Not today's country, but real country's based off the blues. So
Okay.
as well.
Tell me, who's number one harp player of all time?
No, that's not fair. Come
Oh.
on. Who's the
Name
greatest
top
guitar
5,
player?
top
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, well, let me just throw
Some
in
of
the
the
two.
greats.
Let me just throw in the two that had the biggest impact on me. One is Terry McMillan, and I highly suggest you Google him if you don't know who he is. Check him out on YouTube. He's an amazing player. And then from Blues Traveler, and his name just left my mind. Which is what
But
happens
that
when you get older.
dude,
yeah, that dude,
he's great.
Yeah,
He's
he's
great.
one of my favorites just because I think he took the harmonica kind of in a new direction.
Did you get into like? It's been a long journey for me. Like when I started playing, the people that influenced me were the Eric Claptons and the Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that. So I was kind of stuck in kind of a 60s mode. But the older I get, the further back I go into the 50s and some of the great players in the 50s. So when you started out, I mean, was it the 60s, 70s, 80 guys or?
Yeah, I think it was more of the 70s guys when I started out. Charlie McCoy was another guy that I listened to a lot. But I tell you this, what has had a big impact on the way I play is it's partially listening to other harmonica players, but really listening to songs and the guitar players and how they play songs and some of the old blues greats and that kind of stuff. And I like to, I'm not saying that I, can play a guitar part on the harmonica, but that feel, especially when you get into the 50s and blues, and Robert Johnson and that kind of stuff, and you really feel it. It's very simple music, but you feel it. That's what I aspire to.
See, when I bought the dobro over there, and that was because of that old traditional blues. And so Heather and I'd be driving, and some old blues song would come on, and I go, "How can you sit still? Why isn't your leg doing this?" And she's looking at me like, "What?" I go, "Why isn't your leg doing this?" Because it just reaches something like deep down in your soul, and you're just going, yeah. And then when you hear a band play something that taps into that, you're going, it taps into the soul.
It does, absolutely, absolutely. I was listening to some Leadbelly a couple weeks ago. That exact thing. I mean, it's so primal. Those sounds and that feel, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe that reaches down to their inner soul and makes it just go.
I've been listening to a bunch of the old blues guys, and it seems like they came out whenever in the late 40s and the 50s, and then the British kind of caught on to it in the early 60s, and just watching those guys, Muddy Waters and Hooker and Howling Wolf and all these guys. And all of the guys that I, when I started, the Clapton and Page and Beck and Hendrix, they were all from that. And so that's really cool. So anyway, what we thought we'd do is explain the mic.
Yeah, so this is kind of a traditional mic for harmonica players, especially in blues. This is it's called a bullet mic.
Okay, so what is it?
I think originally these were just dispatcher mics.
Oh,
yeah. So, and for some reason, someone picked one up and started playing harmonica through it at some point.
so it gets a good tone.
It gets a distorted tone, very warm, distorted tone. So
Okay.
you have to do very little then effect-wise right off the bat.
Okay, so we're going to do something in A.
A,
So
which puts me in the key of D. For those of you
you're
keeping
past
score.
me. I'm in A. You're in D. Okay. So are we going to do it slow or fast, or how do you want to do it?
Oh.
We'll do it slow.
Okay.
we'll.
All right.
Damn. So,
So you can't play, huh?
no, I can play rhythm guitar. I'm a rhythm. There we go. She
Yeah.
Name another key.
How about the E?
up. I got the signal from my wife. We're wrapping up. This is Mark Stone, harp player extraordinaire. It's been a long time that I've been able to just jam with somebody and just they get it and stuff like that.
Can we jam on the way out?
We can jam on the way out. We're going to do something fast. We're going to jam on the way out. Ready? So give us like 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. We gotta play.
Okay.
I mean, shit, we don't need a band. I mean, no, I'm serious. All I gotta do
We
is
don't need no Stevie man.
all I need is be tuned up. We could do like
Here, hey, let's do this. I can't do Saturday. When you're booking up a gig, let me know. I'll send you over 3 or 4 simple songs, and I'll sing on those.
Yeah, I didn't know you could sing.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And I'll send you over some blues stuff, and then the songs that I can play that you guys play in normal keys, I'll play harp, and I'll play percussion on the other stuff.
I mean, just sit in and do. I'll pay $100 to play. No, we get 500 at
I
Pop.
got that on film.
Hey.
100%.
And just play percussion.
Okay.
I mean, you got confidence? No, yeah.
Yeah,
See, the problem with playing in I mean, I can have a